the Secretary General of ALID, who was supposed to be here but had some delays with his flights, basically representing the Association of DFIs in Latin America, distinguished chief executive officers of different financial institutions, including banks, microfinance institutions, insurance companies, and others, the representatives from central banks, heads of civil society organizations and NGOs, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management and board of directors of the Development Bank of Rwanda, BRD, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Rwanda, and BRD is privileged to co-host the Africa International Conference on Best Practices in Rural Finance and Agricultural Credit. As we are all aware in this room, the agriculture sector continues to play a significant role in the livelihoods of Africans, let alone the entire globe. Agriculture continues to be one of the major employers in African countries, in the region of about 65% for most of the countries in Africa. Obviously, agriculture contributes to provide food to feed the population, which is the basis for everything. For these two fundamental reasons and others, governments, international organizations, central banks, commercial banks, DFIs, I beg your pardon. For these two fundamental reasons, governments, international organizations, central banks, commercial banks, DFIs, insurance companies, NGOs, and civil society organizations need to continue to work together and to always ensure that the entire set of enabling factors is working well and efficiently. And among the key success factors is the finance to implement the various programs and activities in agriculture so as to be able to produce food or even make it available to those who need it. It is therefore an imperative to have an efficient rural finance and agricultural credit system where knowledge sharing can take place, best practices identified and replicated. Convening here in Kigali to share best practices is definitely a golden opportunity for us all. I would therefore like to thank the Africa Secretariat for having done whatever it takes to provide this noble opportunity. And further, I would like to thank and welcome all of you who have dedicated these 3 days to come to Kigali and share your experiences and knowledge. Particularly, I would like to thank the government of Rwanda for having created an enabling environment for the agricultural finance system to work well for the last couple of years. I would also like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Livestock, as well as the Vice Governor of the Central Bank, Republic of Rwanda, for their endeavoring support to the financial institutions in our country, to support them in areas of supporting rural finance and agricultural credit, and for removing all the obstacles so that this system of rural finance and agricultural credit can work. I particularly would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Secretary General of Africa, Mr. Saleh Usman Gashua, for having run through this whole process so that we are all gathered in into this room. Mr. Saleh, if you can stand up for recognition once again, I hope you don't mind. I would also like to thank very much all those experts and all those eminent personalities who have traveled all the way from wherever they are staying and working from to make it to Kigali so that they can willingly share their knowledge and experience. I'll just pick a few, if you allow, for recognition. May I recognize the Secretary General of ZICA, Mr. Joseph Duzai, who represents the Confédération Internationale de Crédit Agricole and is based in Zurich. May I also recognize Mr. Mohamed Subai, CEO of the Center of Islamic Banking and Finance, if he's around, please. He'll be making an expert presentation on Islamic banking and finance. May I also recognize Dr. Usman Ugaje, a renowned and experienced development activist from Nigeria. I also wish to welcome and recognize Dr. Prasoon Das from Apraka. Thank you very much. May I recognize Mr. Ramon Rutel, Manager, Policies, Markets and ICT, Technical Center for Agriculture and Rural Cooperation, SCP-EU. My thanks also go to the various experts in the room who will be making expert presentations, sharing knowledge with us for the next 3 days. You are most welcome. Before I close, I would like to recognize the support of various institutions like International Fund for Agricultural Development, Access to Finance Rwanda, CTA, and I would also like to thank once again the government of Rwanda through the Ministry of Finance that has been supporting and guiding BRD, as well as the National Bank of Rwanda on the other side. Thank you all and welcome once again to Kigali. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CEO of BRD, Mr. Alex Kanyamwari, for that welcome address. I would now like to invite Mr. Saleh Usman Gashuha, the Africa Secretary General.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the raised platform, distinguished participants, ordinarily I'm supposed to say all what I wanted to say has been said by Alex, because he has done justice in terms of recognizing key stakeholders and also some of our important guests from across the world. I was in Tanzania at the instance of the former president of Tanzania, Mr. Mkapa, under the leadership or auspices of African Leadership Forum. And we discussed generally with CEOs and key stakeholders on issues affecting our continent. We discussed a lot of challenges from inter-regional trade to international trade to issue of Chinese goods and materials and all these issues. But I'm very happy to tell you today what we are going to discuss in the next 2 days or 1 week is solutions, not challenges facing Africa. It's challenges that will fast-track our development. Basically, that's what we wanted to do. So I wanted to skip in tune of our theme of the conference, fast-tracking learning. I want to fast-track the protocols by saying all protocols duly and respectively observed. Just like Alex recognized and thanked all of us, I would like to thank Alex, his management, and all staff of BRD for a job well done towards convening this particular conference. Mr. Alex, can I also repeat? Can you stand up for recognition? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also take this opportunity, or early opportunity, to thank the people and government of Rwanda for the very conducive hospitality and warm welcome since we arrived here in Kigali. I hope you will all find time to go through the historical and cultural sites of Kigali, but please, there's no second wife. Please, don't take second wife. Unless you just want to be the first one. That's also, let me further amplify what my friend and brother Alex said. I wish to recognize in our presence, once again, the Secretary Generals who have traveled over 25 hours to be with us today to share core and complementary competencies towards inclusive or developing inclusive finance in our continent. We have also, we have skipped a doctor from Mexico who has traveled about 25 hours and is still looks very strong. Please cannot stand up for recognition. He has a lot of considerable experience in the sector, and I'm sure he will take advantage of his presence in our midst today. May I also recognize, Alex, you have missed, the former Secretary Generals I took over from them, Mr. Rasmani from Burkina Faso. Mr. Rasmani. Mr. Bassel from Congo, Brazzaville. And let me just be a little bit selfish and recognize the Nigerian delegates. Can you send out Nigerian delegates, please? Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I normally, when I speak, especially among experts like you, I don't have to, to really stress myself to explain to you the importance of agriculture or the importance of development finance. But let me just pick one or two key issues that we should be guided when we're talking about agriculture or when we're talking about agricultural finance. Let's look at agriculture in Africa. Basically, all of us, from the high table to delegates, all of us were stakeholders, and actually beyond this particular conference in the agriculture sector. This is the only sector where all humanity are stakeholders in the sector, unless you don't eat. As long as you eat, either it's 1 time a day or 3 times, you are a stakeholder in the sector. I'm sure nobody said no. Then, contribution in terms of GDP, the contribution across the continent is about 20 to 30%. 60 to 70% of our population are involved in one form or the other along the agricultural value chain. But what is disheartening to Africa and to all of us, according to African Development Bank statistics, less than 5% of the 60 to 70% population have access to formal lending. Less than 5%. We're talking about 60 to 70% of our population, and yet only 5% or less than 5% have access to formal financial services. This is really very unfortunate, and that's why we are here, Honorable Commissioner, Madam Deputy Governor. And then the issue of access to finance, and we all know it has been proven by so many studies that access to finance has direct impact on our own development. But with these statistics of less than 5%, I think we have to work very hard to see how we can reverse the situation. Apart from access to finance, we know we have a variety of problems or challenges affecting the sector, which includes, but not limited to, policy-related constraint, political will, weak private sector participation, primary production. You can compare the African production level with its counterparts, let's say in Brazil or Mexico, and I'm sure we will share, or India. We have delegates from all these countries, and we will be able to look at it. The primary production is also a challenge. Harvest technology. We have slow and uneven entry of financial institutions to provide financial services to the sector. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, something is definitely wrong. And that's why we're here to find solutions and answers. Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." As an African optimist, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm very happy to share with you that new and innovative products, delivery channels, use of ICT, mobile technologies, agency banking, warehouse receipts, innovative partnerships, along with greater attention to financial inclusion, provide fresh optimism for improving outreach and consequently fast-tracking agricultural development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we commence this important mind intercourse, we also need to remain mindful of other serious cross-cutting and emerging threats to the agricultural sector. We need to look at it and address it decisively. These include food insecurity, the level of food imports to Africa, unemployment, poverty, climate change, cross-country diseases like Ebola, Zika, as well as insurgencies and conflicts in our different regions. These and so many others are also some of the challenges that the agricultural and rural communities face. I hope we are going to have a roadmap to address these issues. From my country, where I come from, the northern part of Nigeria, we need to do something also to see how we can support the agricultural communities and so many other regions within our continent. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to report that Africa has and continues to play a crucial role in providing international platforms, such as this one we have, to bring both public, private sector, development partners together to share once again core and complementary experiences in shaping the agricultural sector in our continent. Africa, as a lead advocate and coordinator of rural and agricultural finance in the continent for decades, has been encouraging learning from successful and innovative experiences and replicating them in other environments in the continent. Let me take this opportunity to reiterate my personal commitment and that of Africa and our partners like CTA to collaborate with you in revolutionizing finance for African agriculture. The conference is therefore planned to get participants inspired by success stories, share experiences, learn from each other, create and strengthen existing partnership in improving rural agricultural finance in Africa for accelerated development. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this particular conference and the training that we have, that will follow up to Friday, is participatory. As a matter of fact, we cannot accommodate all of you who are willing to share their experiences, but we have an open session whereby the voices of each and every one of you will be heard. Once again, thank you to Kigali, and thank you for partnering with Africa to develop an inclusive financial sector. Thank you very much, Mr. Bush. MC.
Another round of applause, please, for the African Secretary General. Thank you, Secretary General, for your excellent remarks, in which you have raised some key pertinent issues in agriculture financing, and these will definitely inform some of the discussions. For the next few minutes, we're going to listen to short few goodwill messages from some of Africa's key partners. We'll listen from Mr. Joseph Doze, the Secretary General of SICA, We would have listened to Mr. Edgardo Chavez, but he's not yet here, but I will kindly request his colleague, Dr. Gambo, to say a few remarks on his behalf. And also we'll listen to the IFAD country program officer. They will all make a short few goodwill messages. Thank you.
Mesdames et messieurs les délégués, je voudrais tout d'abord saluer les autorités du pays hôte, le Rwanda, qui nous accueille aujourd'hui, saluer les dirigeants bancaires du pays et saluer les responsables de l'AFRACA qui a organisé cette grande conférence et que je remercie de m'avoir invité. Donc, d'abord un salut très respectueux à Madame Mukeshimana, ministre de l'Agriculture et des Ressources animales du Rwanda, qui lancera officiellement les travaux de cette conférence dans quelques instants. Un salut respectueux à Monsieur le gouverneur de la Banque nationale du Rwanda, Monsieur Rangongwa, représenté ici par Madame le vice-gouverneur. Et à Monsieur Kanyankole, président directeur général de la Banque rwandaise de développement. Salut respectueux aussi et très amical à Monsieur Wakil Djibi, qui représente ici le président du conseil d'administration de l'AFRACA, Monsieur Milison Nar, à qui j'adresse mes salutations amicales. Et bien sûr à mon ami Saleh Ousmane Gachua, secrétaire général de l'AFRACA, organisateur, maître d'œuvre de cette conférence. Mesdames, Messieurs, c'est une rencontre très prometteuse qui va commencer sous l'égide de l'AFRACA, de la BRD, du CTA et de l'IFAD, dont je salue les représentants. De même, je salue les représentants des organisations internationales de crédit agricole et rural. Le docteur Raphaël Gamboa, directeur général de la FIRA, représentant ici l'ALIDE, l'organisation latino-américaine de développement agricole et rural, de développement en général. Monsieur le docteur Prasundas, secrétaire général de l'APRACA, l'organisation Asie-Pacifique de développement agricole et rural. Et puis permettez-moi de saluer aussi, je ne sais pas s'il est dans la salle, je ne l'ai pas vu, Monsieur Malik Ndiaye, le directeur général du Crédit Agricole du Sénégal, de la Caisse nationale de Crédit Agricole du Sénégal, qui sera l'hôte, avec quelques-uns de ses collègues sénégalais, des 5e assises mondiales, du 5e congrès mondial de financement agricole et rural au mois de novembre 2016 à Dakar. Pour conclure, je voudrais vous dire que je suis très impressionné par la qualité des intervenants et des panélistes présents ici et parmi lesquels j'essaierai très modestement de m'inscrire. J'ai surtout beaucoup à apprendre de vous. Et donc, au nom de la SICA, la Confédération internationale du Crédit Agricole, et de son président, Jean-Marie Sander, je vous souhaite à toutes et à tous une très belle et très fructueuse conférence, riche, chaleureuse et amicale. Je vous remercie.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Can we now invite Mr. Emmanuel Nukanyagwe, the IFAD country program officer, to come and make his short remarks of goodwill. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources, Madam the Vice Governor of the Central Bank, Mr. the Secretary General of Africa, Mr. the CEO of BRD, distinguished participants of protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the organizers of this event for associating IFAD. As you are aware, IFAD started its intervention in Rwanda since 1981 and has financed up to 15 rural development programs and projects for a total amount of $240 million, directly benefiting to about 500,000 rural households. The IFAD Council Program is progressively contributing to improve incomes and food security in rural areas, particularly through watershed development, increased production in irrigated marshlands and hillsides, livestock development, export crops, and the rural enterprise development. There are currently two generations of IFAD-funded projects in Rwanda. The first, designed during the period between 1980 and 1990, included integrated rural development projects. These projects aimed to develop the agriculture sector in specific parts of the country by identifying all related elements and linking them together. Projects of the second generation, in place since 1990, call for activities that have an impact beyond the local level. The focus of a single aspect of rural development, such as market access or agriculture production, and its relation to government policies or other national initiatives already in place to promote their application in the rural environment. The IFAD strategy in Rwanda, as documented in its result-based country strategic opportunities program, is focusing mainly on three strategic objectives. One is to sustainably increase agriculture productivity through management of the natural resources, to develop climate resilient export value chain, post-harvesting processes, and agribusiness to increase market outlets, add value to agricultural produce, and generate employment in rural areas. 3, to improve the nutrition status of poor rural people and vulnerable groups included in the process of economic transformation. Currently, IFAD is supporting 3 projects being implemented directly by the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, and progressively the focus is being given to the improvement of financial services. I would say that currently the design of new projects are mainly based on 3 elements. 1, partnership with government institutions which facilitate SMEs and the cooperative to access to finance. 2, use of financial incentives to stimulate innovation, address market weaknesses, and build resilience to climate change. 3, focus on fostering the commercial lending sector by not subsidizing interest rates, but instead by linking focused projects investment to leverage borrowing from the commercial banking system. Honorable Minister, dear participants, IFAD recognized that the financial sector partnership is key to the sustainability and the scaling up of project economic benefits, since it will ensure that businesses can grow and advance to commercial scale based on expanded finance from commercial banks and the private sector beyond project's time frame. In addition, and in line with IFAD private sector strategy, projects support the private sector investment promotion and initiatives aimed at establishing public-private sector partnership. The projects are designed to align scalable public-private partnership capable of leveraging commercial borrowing and other private sector resources for inclusive business investment. Potential PPPs are identified and assessed on their commitment and capacity to provide stronger market linkages and inclusive business development services. Along the pathway, we recognize that the private sector will be the driver, or is already the driver, of improved efficiency and increased investment after the closure of IFAD-funded projects. To conclude my short remark, I would like to reiterate IFAD's commitment to work closely with the government of Rwanda, and in particular with the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, as all IFAD-funded projects are implemented directly by Minagri. The IFAD portfolio will remain aligned to government policies and the strategy as it is being done up to date. The design of new projects in close collaboration with the government of Rwanda, even the midterm review of the ongoing ones, will give us the opportunity to address challenges, especially those related to rural and agriculture finance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Imad. In the interest of time, but also we wish to observe protocol and kindly excuse us for that. I would like to recognize the presence of the Africa, Southern Africa chairperson. She is also the director of Zimbabwe CBZ Bank, Madame Molly Dingani. Please rise for recognition. Thank you. Let me kindly request Dr. Gambo to come and make a few remarks on behalf of Mr. Gabacho, please. I believe most of the speakers, before our guest of honor, will make short remarks so that we save time. Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Geraldine Makamishima, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources of Rwanda, Alex Kenyan Co, of the Development Bank of Rwanda and our host, Vice Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, Saleh Musha from Africa, Secretary General, of people present here. I would like to thank you very much for the invitation to be present here to exchange experiences from Latin America about financing to the agricultural and the rural sector in our countries. I would like to congratulate the organizers, not only for this event and for the capacity of bringing different experts on the subject, but also because of the choosing of the title of this conference, fast-tracking replicability of functional models in rural and agricultural finance. I think that this is a very important thing, and I would like to acknowledge that for us who are linked to government institutions and for those who are heads of banks, it is a very important issue to get quick results, and therefore we are looking here, as Saleh said before, looking for solutions, not seeking for the problems. And we are also looking for replicability. In agricultural finance, we know that we have a public goods problem, that lending to small farmer is a very difficult issue, and that takes time. And if you're going to do it, you as well have to do it with some model that can be replicated and have a larger scale, so that it can be provided in a cheaper way, so that it can have access and give access to many farmers. So I wish we learn a lot from the experiences in these 3 days, and I look forward to listening for the experiences of the other countries. Thank you very much, and have all of us a very good 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that message, and quite very brief and on point. Allow me to now welcome Mr. Lamon Putten to give us some opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Honorable Minister, distinguished delegates, all protocols observed. It's my great pleasure to be here. My pleasure to be here with my friends of Africa, my friends from the African financial sector, and also to be in this country, Rwanda. We at CTA, specialized organization, working mostly on agricultural value chains, have had the privilege of working with Africa for well over a decade, from long before I or Saleh started in our respective organizations. In the past years, we've been able to organize several events together with Africa, including the largest conference ever organized in agricultural finance in Nairobi. We've also started publishing with them. We are now doing a series of quick guides that aim to help banks to get started in financing specific sectors. And we hope to continue our close collaboration with Africa in the years to come. Happy to be here in Rwanda. Last time I was here was for a large conference we organized on ICTs for agriculture, where our counterparts were both the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Telecoms. And we found that those two ministers responsible worked closely together to make the conference a success. And I must tell you that it's very, very rare to see effective collaboration between ministries in Africa. Now, the area on which we talk, agricultural finance, likewise will require close collaboration between ministries of agriculture and ministries of finance. I think Rwanda is a symbol of how ministries can collaborate. Is a good place to host this. Well, this will be the largest agri-finance conference in Africa this year. So happy to have it here in Rwanda. Now, we all know about the need for finance. The financing gap, we've heard it, of the 60% of people dependent on agriculture, only 5% is access to finance. According to some estimates, the financing gap is something like 95%. People only have 5% of the finance they really need. Now, and that finance is needed. It's needed because Africa's cities are growing very fast. Urbanization growth in Africa is the fastest in the world. People in cities need food. If they don't have food, they will start rioting. So, big imperative, political imperative for African governments to start promoting agriculture, supporting agriculture by getting more finance to farmers. There's also a big threat of climate change. If you go a bit south of here, countries like Zambia, Zimbabwe, the traditional maize-based cotton systems no longer work that well anymore. Climate change is about giving the debts to many traditional farming systems. And farmers need to adapt in order to be able to survive in this environment of changing climate. That again needs finance. So we're talking here about an issue that is critical for the continent, to help countries meet the needs for food of cities, and to help countries adapt to climate change. Now, we've been discussing this in recent years, and there has been growing interest for the topic. Yet, the finance gap is only being filled very, very slowly. And that is what this conference is really about. Can we speed this up? Over the past years, people have been introducing solutions. There are schemes that work, and I believe that will come out clearly in this conference. And I think we all need to ask ourselves, why are these schemes not more easily replicated, not more easily scaled up? Now, those schemes, one answer is that these schemes are based on financial engineering. And just like any sort of engineering, you need something like an engineering degree to understand how to do that. Now, in this financial engineering, is not always that strong in banks. Banks need to develop in training their staff, in learning about new models, in order to understand the financial engineering that will help you to lend safely to farmers. Because you can lend safely to farmers. And we'll talk about the models here, but the models exist, they work, they require skills, and banks need to invest in those skills. The other aspect of why applicability is often slow is that successful schemes require collaboration. Structured finance relies largely on spreading risks around, getting risks to the people who are best able to bear those risks. So you need to work with the physical place, the agri-value chains, with the processors, with the off-takers. You need to bring in, for example, extension workers to make sure that farmers are profitable. Profitable farmer will pay back his loans. Farmers who don't make profits and not good credit risks. You need to bring different people together in order to successfully set up a financing scheme. And that collaboration in practice is still often difficult to do. We need what we call value chain integrators. You need people who can look at this whole value chain from farmers to off-takers and look at it from a financial perspective and say, how could I organize this chain in such a way that if I put money in that chain in the beginning, I will get it back at the end. Value chain integrators. Those integrators will need to put those different people together, in the room, getting all of you to work together. That will be one challenge. I hope this conference will help, well, partly at least solve that challenge of collaboration. Internationally, there's a growing interest, growing willingness to support that type of collaboration. It's a new trend known under the somewhat obscure name of blending. Blending for agriculture. The European Union has, for example, just announced a new big initiative, Agrify, to take over risks in agriculture so that commercial banks and others can more easily lend to and invest in the sector. But you need to link the various elements of the value chain to these international schemes. So a lot of it is organization, a lot of it is engineering, and I hope that, well, as the other event, this event will be an engineering course for all of us. We hope this conference will lead to new deals, to new banks, and actually rolling out the models that we will be discussing at this conference. My pleasure to be here and looking forward to very good debate in this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lamont Luton, for the opening remarks. We are now quickly moving on to the opening address. We shall have two opening addresses, one by Wakil Ajibi and the other one by Madame Monique, the Vice Governor. Let us start with Mr. Wakil Ajibi.
Bonjour, mon nom est Wakil Ajibi. Je représente, je suis membre du conseil d'administration de l'AFRACA et précisément président de la zone Afrique de l'Ouest francophone. Madame le ministre de l'Agriculture et des Ressources animales, Madame le vice-gouverneur de la Banque centrale du Rwanda, Monsieur Salé, secrétaire général de l'AFRACA, Monsieur le DG de la Banque rwandaise du développement, Monsieur le secrétaire général de la SICA, Monsieur le représentant de la CTA, distingués invités, au nom du président du conseil d'administration de l'AFRACA, Monsieur Wilson absent, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à cette rencontre de Kigali, qui est une des rencontres. Allô? Ok. Donc, au nom du président du conseil d'administration de AFRACA, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à Kigali, à cette conférence sur l'agriculture et les meilleures pratiques pour l'agriculture rurale. Comme vous le savez tous, AFRACA est une structure continentale qui, depuis 1977, œuvre à la promotion de l'agriculture sur tout le continent africain. Donc, pour sa mission, AFRACA a l'habitude, n'est-ce pas, d'organiser des séances de formation, des forums sur le secteur agricole et enfin assainir surtout l'environnement du crédit agricole, appuyer les institutions membres à offrir de façon pérenne des services financiers de grande qualité au monde rural. Donc c'est à cet effet que ce matin nous nous retrouvons encore une fois ici à Kigali pour discuter sur les meilleures pratiques, n'est-ce pas, en matière de financement rural. Donc, je vous souhaite tout au long de ces 2 jours, au nom du président du conseil d'administration, des travaux. Au nom du président du conseil d'administration, je vous souhaite, durant les 2 prochains jours, un excellent séminaire et je vous souhaite de bien visiter la ville de Kigali. Merci.
Thank you very much. I'd like now to welcome Madame Monique, the Vice Governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, protocol observers. Good morning. By way of welcoming remarks, in addition to the formal welcome to Rwanda, I wish to make 3 brief points. One is, as a central bank, but also as Rwanda in general, we are happy to have access to this important knowledge and networking that is going to happen in this conference, discussing an important issue of financing of agriculture and rural economy. The first point I want to make is just share with you briefly where we stand as Rwanda and what has worked, what has not. And the second, I will mention why this forum is important for us, as meaning beyond the central bank, as I'm talking of the ecosystem in the financing of the rural and agriculture. And finally, our commit on behalf of the central bank. On the situation where we stand, in Rwanda we have made modest progress in advancing financial inclusion. Today we are talking of only 11% of Rwandans who are excluded from financial services. And why we have reached there is mainly focus on key policies such as the savings and the credit cooperatives that are really working from the grassroots. But there are also other policies such as the digital financial services, on which mobile financial services, and other innovations like agents banking, which is now taking also root in the insurance sector, All those are pushing access, are pushing proximity, are pushing better understanding. However, we still have a gap in the actual usage. I mean, the access is really tremendous, 89%, but usage is a bit lower. So we want on the usage, and we want to work on bridging the different gaps. There is a rural, urban. There is a gap, a visible gap in agriculture. There is a visible gender gap. All those we have measured, we have numbers, and we can monitor and come up with policies in response. And these policies involve policymakers and central bank as a regulator, but also financial institutions, because we have a forum where policymakers and regulators and financial institutions are coordinated to come up with solutions. So that's really good. Talking of agriculture, currently formal lending through banks, not including the circles, the many circles. It's now at 6, a lot of challenges, but the issue is not just the supply. I believe there are also issues in the demand side. Lending through the circle,
the most is to show development of agricultural finance in Rwanda. The national programs that are specifically improving the financial services in rural areas include the campaigns to improve national financial literacy, training of staff of financial institutions, and increasing the use of technology and mobile money transfers. In addition, at the sector level, bank supervision authorities are monitoring closely the performance of the growing number of savings and credit cooperatives that they called circles before. And the government's agriculture guarantee funds, as well as various other matching grants, continue to encourage lending in agriculture.